So what are some common qualities that you have observed in the individuals, especially those who are selected as Karmaveer fellows and awardees, and what sets them apart from the crowd?
Yeah. So we don't call them change makers, we call them champions of change.
Champions of change. Yeah.
Change is a very uncomfortable thing.
Yeah.
People are not happy with change. The rat eating community of India, which is still there in shining India, and they are at the periphery of the society. They are not part of the society. They are, untouchables within the untouchables. If this man who lost his wife and went on to create a 18-kilometer road so that nobody else should, not be able to reach the hospital, or nobody else should lose their family member because of this.
How can someone who wants to make a difference, but probably they might have that fear of failure, or they might have feeling that their efforts won't be enough to create meaningful change. So, what will be your message to them?
I would say that if you have an idea and you want to do something, go ahead and do it. Don't wait. Don't sit on it. Don't think that somebody will come and fund you. Don't come and sit and think that somebody will come and help you. Don't wait. Just go and do whatever you can do in your capacity. That are you doing what you love doing and bringing in a change? So the word passion comes from the word pati or pasio, which means suffering. Truly. So it's a Latin word. It means suffering. So are you ready to go through mill, drill, grill for something that you love so much that you are able to endure that?
It is just not important to celebrate just the achievements, but also the tenacity and resilience of individuals, right? So, why is it important to focus on that?
Why is it important? Is because we are living in a collective world. Anything that happens to you impacts me. Anything that you do impacts me. That's a ripple effect.
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Navin Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So, folks, for our monumental 600th episode, we are incredibly honored to welcome Eitu Vij Chopra, a true champion of change. And as the founder of Karmic Therapy by Eitu and a driving force behind the Rex Karmaveer Global Mission, Eitu has dedicated her life to empowering individuals and celebrating unsung heroes. In fact, TGV is also about bringing the stories of unsung heroes to the world. And with Eitu has over 30 years of experience in education, the non-profit sector, and as a mental wellness and a life coach. And she brings a wealth of wisdom and inspiration to our conversation today. And join us as we explore the power of resilience, the joy of giving, and the impact of celebrating those who are making a difference in the lives of millions across the globe, in line with the TGV's mission of shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. So 600 episodes, and it's an incredible milestone for the guiding voice. And we couldn't think of a more inspiring guest to share this special occasion with other than Eitu. So for 600 episodes, we have explored stories of resilience, technology, entrepreneurship, unspoken topics, leadership, and also personal growth. And today, on this landmark episode, we delve into the heart of what it means to be a force for positive change through the lens of remarkable work of Eitu and the Rex Karmaveer initiatives. So we are ready for an episode filled with an inspiration and actionable insights. And Eitu, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. Namaste.
Namaste to you. And thank you so much for your initiative, for your learning that you're bringing to the world, and also for being a Karmaveer fellow. And, at Karmaveer, we say idea, not just talks, but ideas for action. And We are humbled that you are doing the right action to bring in change, shift in the mindsets of people and youth across the globe. So thank you so much for inviting me. And let's delve into learning.
Absolutely. And pleasure to have you. And before we get into our full conversation, and we are going to do a quick twist of random words, which is, we call it as a rapid fire round of random words. And as and when I mention something, and you need to respond spontaneously without thinking much. If you're ready, let's dive in.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Steve Ahern, one of the judges of the Asia Podcast Awards. I'm interrupting this episode to let you know that you're listening to an award-winning podcast. This podcast won its category in the 2024 Podcast Awards, so you know you're listening to quality. Enjoy your listening experience, and congratulations to the team who created this award-winning podcast for you.
Let's dive in.
Okay, my first word is curiosity,
Learning.
invention,
Learning again, or it could be ideation. Ideas for action.
wow. So in line with Rex Karmaveer.
Yeah. That's the mindset that I have and I talk about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Future,
Direction,
leadership,
connectedness, and curiosity to learn.
courage,
Resilience, grit, fearlessness.
resilience. My next word is resilience.
Grit and having the power in your in feeling the power in your vulnerability is resilience.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful. And then impact,
Work,
hmm dreams,
future, which is in now.
hmm wonderful. And then change,
Shifting gears to accelerate.
potential,
Ability, capability, and capacity.
amazing. And then community.
Connectedness and connectedness.
Okay.
It
And
is
here comes
singular focus. Connectedness and singular focus.
super. And here comes the last one, aliens.
Maybe,
Would you like to have a coffee with them?
maybe. I don't know. I've never delved into it. There's so much happening on the earth that needs so much time, energy, focus, resilience, courage, curiosity that I think we should focus here. And if they're there, let's inspire them.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. And that was a great first rapid fire round. And you heard it right, because there is one more rapid fire round to tickle your brain once again. But that will be little different. And Itu, once again, thank you so much for being part of our journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. And let's get the conversation going. And here comes my first standard question, which is like, who is your guiding voice?
My guiding voice is not one, but yes, there is a guiding voice inside me which asks me to learn, which asks me to be curious, which asks me to never stop learning, which asks me to unlearn, which asks me to learn, and which also asks me that there is learning hidden in everyone. It could be young people, old people, plants, animals, flora, fauna. So that whole curiosity that there is so much happening around the world, and there's so much happening around everything uh,
Mhm.
universe that life is too short. So art is too long and life is too short. So I think that's the guiding force. This innate learning, unlearning, and relearning is, I think, the guiding force. And I also am humbled that I have in my journey of life had some stellar energies coming my way as my parents, my sister, my children, my guides, my mentors, my students
Yeah.
who have actually helped me to bring out my innate potential, my friends who've really believed in me and who've really taught me. So I am that one person that who's always, always, every single day when I wake up, I give gratitude for everyone who passes through my life, even for a second, because if you turn your mindset into what is this teaching me and learn, what am I going to learn out of it? It just becomes a curiosity filled day. a learning filled day. And yes, of course, I'm not saying I'm like prim and proper and all the time the best, but yes, this thought sort of, when you practice over time, helps.
Mhm. Great to know that. And now let's talk about your success mantra, as in share with us the top three things that have contributed to your success so far, apart from learning, unlearning, and also most importantly, being curious, right?
Yeah, I would say malleability.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking word from chemistry. Malleability and being ductile, and being adaptable, being open to feedback, being open to I don't know, but I can, being
Right.
open to there's nothing that I cannot if I
Mhm.
put my skills into it. I think all of that has really helped, because if you say that I know it all, then you will never know all or nothing. Also, imperfections make us unique. So I really like imperfections because there is so much room to be unique, to do things and learn, and and just look at life and look at things and look at people, look at learning in a very different way. So yes, I think that's helped me a lot. Malleability, ductile, being ductile and adaptable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great. And now let's talk about Rex Karmaveer. The first time when I came across the Rex website and having gone through all the profiles of people that you guys have recognized, right? It is mammoth. And my experience last year, receiving that bronze medal and witnessing those stories and all, it gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
It is not at all an easy thing. And I'm really curious to understand how you and Jerry have found your calling, especially, right, transitioning. And let's talk about yourself in terms of transition from a teacher to a co-creator of this Karmaveer Chakra Global Fellowship, right? So
Yeah.
talk me about your calling. Yeah.
So I think, each one of us is looking for a purpose in life and calling in our life. But many of us are not aware of it. Many of us are not aware of the direction that you need to take. And I'm very grateful and humbled that because of my restlessness and curiosity, found that direction. Because to be able to find that, you need to be able to take risk. Taking risk in life is the biggest learning,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the sum up of all the rapid fire words that you gave me. Risk is that summing up of that. So when I quit active teaching uh, about 15 years back and got into social development sector, and I was going around the world learning a lot, but at that time also I was always thinking that what is it that I love doing. And when I quit teaching, I didn't quit teaching because I did not love teaching. I love teaching. But I was finding what more can I contribute and do? What can I give back, which gives me back as well, which it's co-creation.
Yeah.
And that's where the journey of, every step that I took as a risk has also helped me to learn more about myself and also find my purpose in calling. So my purpose in calling, I know that, teaching, fundraising, making a contribution, helping people find their direction and path, and the Rex work, or both amalgamate at the same point. It's also very humbling to see that, your your intervention. I would not say that I am a life coach, so I make a difference. No, I don't. I help people to find their magic, because the magic and the magician is within. So if
Mm-hmm.
someone becomes a conduit, an intervention, in between thing to help
Catalyst.
you find that path, that's who I am. And at the Rex Karmaveer, at the same time, you come across so many people, you come across stories which gives you goosebumps. And every time we are curating, we are finding, we are looking for stories, it's humbling to know. And it also helps you to keep you grounded and humble that, yeah, I haven't done enough. Look at this person, look at this story, and look at this intervention that has happened through this person, the shift, you know idea for change that they have brought about in
Mm-hmm.
spite of their circumstances in life. And that is a very humbling experience to tell you that We are privileged. If they can do it, what's stopping you from doing things that you're wanting to do in life?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is the humbling experience at Rex. Similarly, my humbling experience with people who are fighting mental health issues, who are fighting trauma, who are fighting so many problems in their mind, to move forward and bring out their own potential. So that's also humbling. It also humbles you that, life is full of challenges, life is full of darkness, life is full of going down in the deep pit, but your resilience, your vulnerability helps you to move forward and bring in a change. So when in 2004, the idea of the Rex Karmaveer Global Fellowship was conceptualized by Jerry, that was also stemming from a very beautiful meeting of Jerry with Dashrath Manjhi, literally out of the blue. And he held his chisel and hammer, and he says that that's the biggest award and reward for me, to be able to hold the chisel and hammer of Dashrath Manjhi, who took 18 years to create 22 kilometers road, 5.52 in height, short little man coming from a Musahar community. Musahar community word literally means Musa and Har. Musahar. Musa means rat, Har means to eat. The rat eating community of India, which is still there in shining India. And they are at the periphery of the society. They are not part of the society. They are, untouchables within the untouchables. If this man who lost his wife and went on to create a 18-kilometer road so that nobody else should, not be able to reach the hospital, or nobody else should lose their family member because of this. 5 hours in the morning, 5 hours in the night, in between he had to do his dehadi. If he can do it, why are we celebrating big celebrities and kings and queens and presidents and prime ministers and sports people and celebrities and Hollywood stars? Why? There are so many heroes sitting in the crevices and the croonies of India. Those are the stories that help us to create India, to create change, to have inventions, discoveries, stories. So that's when this whole idea was created, to celebrate unsung heroes, because these are the people, 1% of these people who are making a change in life. They're also helping us to learn that if they can do it, you can do it too. If Dashrath Manjhi, coming from a Musahar community, who didn't have anything to eat, who didn't have a house, who didn't even have community support, people called him a madman. If he could do it 5 hours in the morning, 5 hours in the night, in between Dihadi, what is stopping you and me from doing something for the world, for creating a legacy of give? So those are the kind of stories. And you were at the Rex Karmaveer Global Fellowship in 2024. The day 2 and day 1 stories, beginning stories, the story of Chandi, who was trafficked at 13 by her own family member, and who managed to escape and talk about her story so that no other young girl is trafficked in India.
Right.
Also, the story of Hariram Pandey the next morning, who's been who was called in KBC as well. So who says that I have 35 daughters? Who had the power as a very poor man living in Jharkhand to go about getting those girls who are abandoned by their parents because they're girl child, and bringing them home and bringing them up as their own girl? If he can do it, what's stopping you from making that little change? So, those stories give you goosebumps. They humble you to say that what is the legacy that you are creating? What is the give you are creating? And our slug line is not just talks, ideas for action. And we at the Rex Karmaveer Global Fellowship, we help people to come on a platform where it is egalitarian, there is no VIP culture, there is networking, and there is knowledge dissemination, wisdom transfer, which inspires people to again then go out and do more, create more, and be more, and contribute more to the world. Because if the world is a better place, it's good for you, me, our children, and our generation, and our country. So every little drop matters, and every little unsung hero is a real hero that needs to be celebrated. So the idea is to the idea was to create a platform of knowledge dissemination, wisdom transfer, by giving our time and bringing, we don't get anything out of it, but we bring so many people together that they go out and network and do work. major works. Or
Yeah.
everyone asks us that, what did I do to be part of it? And we say, if you have moved and changed and shifted the mindset of even one person, you're worthy of being a Karmaveer, because you have that power, you have that potential within you to bring in bigger change. So go out. It's like a striker. You can do more, be more, contribute more. And that is what is also the idea behind joy of giving, right every wrong,
Mhm.
all these movements that we started. And what is it that you want to say? Because everything and anything that you have to say, your idea matters, is what this forum celebrates. And we are running into our 24th year without funding and sponsorship, only because we were resilient, we
Yeah.
were steadfast, we were not bogged, we were we were saying, yes, the power of the Karmaveer, we can do it. And we also didn't want anybody to come and twist our ears, that say this, do this, this person will light the lamp, this person will sit in front, this person will be the keynote speaker. No, everybody is a VIP, everybody is a keynote speaker, and that is our give. We try and give. That's why it's a fellowship. We try and give you learning. It's a learning forum. The award, the medal is a byproduct, and it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility that we give to you, that are you accountable for your actions in life?
Absolutely. And yeah, in fact, I've interviewed Nutan Rathod and also Harish Rawat from the Kamir community. And
Yeah.
those episodes will be released shortly on Hindi platform.
Okay.
And so this is going to be your 24th year, and I'm sure you must have come across enormous challenges in the entire journey, right? So can you talk a bit about the kind of challenges that you have encountered to be persistent in terms of launching, continuing the awards, and how have you overcome those challenges?
The challenges have been plenty, but uh, I would also say the challenges that to have faith in your trust in the Karmaveers,
Mhm.
trust in people, and it's also people-driven movement. It's a people-driven fellowship. It's a people-driven awards. You have seen it. You witnessed it for 2 days. Last year was the first time we shortened it from 3 to 2 days for the first time, because a lot of people post-COVID have less time, less focus, less energy, and we said, let's do it for 2 days. But the biggest challenge has been to keep afloat, to not give up, and to not take funding and sponsorship for this unique program. When I say we are not open to taking funding and sponsorship, I don't mean that we are saying absolute no. We are open to funding and sponsorship, but we are not open to being told what to do, what not to do. We are not open to tweaking the structure and the model that we have created, because this structure and model helps everyone feel comfortable, helps everyone learn, helps everyone to come forward and speak their mind out without censorship, without being conscious, without it being judged. So it has been an uphill task. It has been very difficult, but we have also been very grateful to the power of the Karmaveers, erstwhile Karmaveers, who have always guided us, helped us, and our board and our founder, that yes, we can do it. So everybody who comes on board, especially the schools and the education fraternity who partner with us, they have been great support and helped us to sail through times that we thought we cannot do it. Or even during COVID, we didn't stop. So during COVID, we took it up online, and before everyone else was thinking about it, by June 2020, we had started the youth program, and we sent out mails to a lot of people around the globe who we call the missionary Pasiopreneurs. So we all the time look at passion. So our passion mantra is also that are you doing what you love doing and bringing in a change. So the word passion comes from the word pati or pasio, which means suffering, truly. So it's a Latin word. It means suffering. So are you ready to go through mill, drill, grill for something that you love so much that you are able to endure that? And that is what has sailed us through a passion for bringing in change and shift. Passion at personal level for Jerry and me, and passion at Karmaveer level, the kind of passion you see in the eyes of Naveen or in the eyes of any Karmaveer who is saying, I can do it, I will do it, no matter what, I will keep striving to do it. That has kept us afloat for so many years.
Excellent.
And never say never.
Never say never. Wow. All right. And what is the most rewarding aspect of your involvement with these initiatives?
The most rewarding aspect is humility.
Mhm.
It just is such a grounding experience. It kind of makes you so tiny that you feel, oh my God, I have so much to do and so much to learn, so much to feel grateful for.
I experienced that
Yeah.
firsthand.
So you can imagine every single time you're curating stories or you meet people and you come across people. We've curated people in clubs, pubs,
Mhm.
bars, railway stations, airports, shopping mall,
Mhm.
gyms, walking on the road. So, because people are doing such beautiful work and we are always looking at some celebrity, some cricketer, some Bollywood, Hollywood hero. They are not heroes. They just project. That's their work.
Yeah, yeah.
Real heroes are strewn on the roads and the bylanes and the croonies and crevices, as I say, who are sitting there humbly, not wanting fame and glory, just doing their work. If it comes by their way, they are fine. If it doesn't, they still keep doing the work. So that's the driving force. It just gives you so much, oh my God. And you're left baffled and you're left inspired, you're left humbled every single time. And I think that keeps us going. And I look forward to that every single time, every little story, every little, curation, every little form that comes from all of you.
Mhm.
It it's a humbling experience.
Yeah. I can sense it how you're feeling because after coming from Rex Karmaveer, I was talking to TGV core team and I said we have
Hmm.
many things to do. We are not there yet, right? That is the experience I had at first hand, and moving
Yeah,
forward.
yeah.
So you also say like it's not just about celebrating the achievements, right? I mean, not it is just not important to celebrate just the achievements, but also the tenacity and resilience of individuals, right? So why is it important to focus on that?
Why is it important? Is because we are living in a collective world.
Hmm.
Anything that happens to you impacts me. Anything that you do impacts me. That's a ripple effect, and we have begun to live in silos. We've begun to think that I am my own. Whereas every little action matters. And imagine the collective people doing these little things. That's why I said 1% of people are making the world go.
Yeah.
Making the world keep inspired, making the world sustain. So that is also what keeps us going. That is important. And why? Because why not? We all are born and we all will die. What is in between happening? What is it that you're creating? What is that legacy of give? What is your gift to the world, to the universe, to the earth? Even uh, Jerry talks about it in his that even a germ and a worm contributes. So we as human beings, are we creating a legacy of give? Are we creating 1% of give in our lifetime to make the world a better place from what we came into? We are not saying do big things, do these small changes, because these small changes make big difference. And we don't know what will inspire whom
Yeah.
from your story.
Yeah.
Which story will inspire you to say that, why am I sitting? And we have had these kind of instances in our Rex Karmaveer. where people have come with someone to sit and hear, and then they said, oh, I'm bored by the first 1 hour. But then something clicks and they are glued, and then they go out and do magnanimous, a work that is of magnitude that you couldn't think of. And they come back and say, those 2 days I spent, or those 3 days at the Rex Karmaveer, helped me to germinate the idea of change, of shifting, of giving, of creating a legacy of give.
Got it. And having observed so many people, so many change makers across the globe, so what are some common qualities that you have observed in the individuals, especially those who are selected as Karmaville fellows and awardees, and what sets them apart from the crowd?
Yeah. So we don't call them change makers, we call them champions of change.
Champions of change. Yeah.
Change is a very uncomfortable thing.
Yeah.
People are not happy with change. People, uh, run away from change because habit or whatever you're comfortable in is easy. You keep on doing it. So one thing that I found, the commonality is between the champions of change at the Rex Karmaveer or the Karmaveer fellows is they don't give up. They celebrate their idea. They have a unique idea to shift and bring in change. They think from the mindset of learning to learn. They think from the mindset of curiosity and learning. Uh, they also have vulnerability, which becomes their power. So this is one stellar thing that we found in most of the Karmaveer. Their vulnerability is their power. So imagine a young girl at 13 who's been trafficked. She's so vulnerable. Her story is so vulnerable. She can turn around and, feel judged because, our country judges people. She's a woman. So, but these Karamveers make their vulnerability their power. In the dictionary, the meaning of the vulnerability is your weakness.
Mm-hmm.
But we have seen, and we've also made it into our Mojosh program and in our learning, in our other programs, that vulnerability is a trigger. It's a striker that helps you to bring out your own values and powers and bring in continuous change and improvement in you. So vulnerability, so we've seen that they make their vulnerability their power, each one of them. And that's how they are always on the path of continuous development.
Yeah. And then how can someone who wants to make a difference, but probably they might have that fear of failure, or they might have feeling that their efforts won't be enough to create meaningful change. So what will be your message to them?
I would say that if you have an idea and you want to do something, go ahead and do it. Don't wait. Don't sit on it. Don't think that somebody will come and fund you. Don't come and sit and think that somebody will come and help you. Don't wait. Just go and do whatever you can do in your capacity. So when we start to walk on that path and the direction, then people join in. They say, no, when you start the कारवां, लोग मिलते गए और कारवां बढ़ता गया और जुड़ता गया. So that is what is the power of your idea, your thought, your change, your shift. So, people, I would say young people or anyone at any age, if you have something that you want to do it, sit on it, be mad about it, be crazy about it, be janooned about it, and go ahead and do it. If you feel about it so passionately, you will do it, but don't wait for anyone to come and help you, support you. Do it. Just do it. Do it just like Dashrath Manjhi, who looked at this mountain and he said, what do I do to make a road through it? And people say, you can't create a road. And he had this little chisel and hammer in his home. He took that out and started breaking the mountain every morning, evening. And people called him madman, that how will you break the mountain? He said, okay, no worries, I'm at. He kept doing it. This consistency and discipline helped him to carve that road. And then, yes, lo and behold, he's recognized. There's a movie on him called Manjhi. He was given a state funeral, and he was also our nominated fellow who inspired us to create the Rex Karmaveer Global Fellowship. But unfortunately, he could not come by the time, he was to come for the Rex Karmaveer first cohort. He could not come. He passed away. But he's left a legacy of give, of inspiration, of learning, not just to us, but to the world. That don't wait for, if he would have waited that I will get 10 people with a big chisel and hammer and a machine and then I will create that road wouldn't have been there. The government could have done it, but he didn't wait for anyone. He just did it what he wanted to do, what he thought can be done. It may be a mountain of a problem, but if you think you can do it, you can.
Yeah.
And that's why we bring in stories of unsung real heroes. We are not talking about fables and fairy tales. Yes, of Patha. We are talking about real people, and those real people are standing in front of you at the fellowship and telling you that I did it, I created it, and now I need help. You want to do it with me? Come. You saw it with your own eyes. So that's what we do.
Can we talk about the ripple effects or the cascading effects that you have witnessed? Maybe someone coming to the award and again after that inspiring further, or maybe
There are,
someone
there are a
joining
whole
as a
lot of there are a
yeah.
whole lot of it. I like that. I like this story of
Mhm.
Chandi, who
Yeah.
comes from the rag pickers community. She
Mhm.
was orphaned and she was living in Delhi. And she used to, she was inspired girl. And she said, I'm not going to be where I am. So she started doing little work. And she also used to write for this journal called Balaknama. And he used to do work with street children in Delhi under flyovers and all that. And she had a friend who was also a rag picker. And when she was nominated for her work and her resilience, she brought this friend to the forum in 2016.
Mhm.
And this friend was a rag picker, was had done few things, was using substance. You know how penury and your vulnerability sometimes takes you on another path. But this boy was also very inspired by the talks of 3 days. One and a half day he said, I'm not understanding, they're all talking in English and the Hindi is also going above my head. But she said, no, you sit down and learn. And he sat through. And third day he came forward and said, I have a brilliant idea. He has created Voice of Slum, a
Mhm.
school for slum children. And
Mhm.
from 2016 to now, Voice of Slum is a 3-storied big building.
Wow.
Chandi and this boy have gotten married. His story has gone to Hollywood,
Mhm.
abroad. And he says that, if I hadn't sat through those 3 days, I wouldn't have been able to do what I have done for slum children. So that's just one of the stories. And you witnessed this time that how people networked and said, let's do something, let's create something. Uh, you know, LGBTQA plus community, youngsters who've come forward. Every year after the awards, we come back and hear these stories. Whole lot of them want to do something with us, but whole lot of them want to network on their
Yep.
own, or they are so inspired that, oh, I can do it. So there are zillions of stories like that every year, and yeah.
Sure. Wonderful. I think again this is giving me goosebumps as you speak, and this, as I said earlier, this has motivated me to do more. And in fact, my intention is also to bring those unsung heroes to this platform and also showcase them. So as and when time permits, we'd be happy to do that. Now let's talk about your other hat in terms of serving as a mental wellness coach and all, right? So let's talk about some misconceptions people have about mental wellness, because I have interacted with a few of them on the on the forum. And one thing, especially in India, mental wellness is still a taboo topic. People think, okay, right? So likewise, can you unleash
So
certain things?
I say that, mental health is something that is a taboo, yes,
Yeah,
because we very loosely use the word pagal, crazy, mad. Yeah, we do use that word,
yeah,
but it's a beautiful word. Crazy, madness. It's a word that makes you unique, that makes you you. So that is one. And two, I always say that we are a community, or we are a country, or we are a world of people that if you have a pimple on your face, you will run buy 10 creams, go to the doctor, go to the dermat, do all of that. Yeah. But if your biggest organ of the body, which is carrying all the work on your head, if it has an issue, you brush it up, you put it under the rug, or you say, "Oh, hold yourself together, come on, don't be a sissy, or don't be weak, come on, be strong." Why? If you have a heart problem, you have 10 lifestyle things and this and food and blah and blah. But if you have mental health issues, why not talk about it? So that is one thing, because mind rules the body. Mind is the powerhouse. Brain is the powerhouse that makes the function of every other organ possible. And the research says that your tonality can change your reality. What you think, your thoughts, what's happening in your brain is important. So I think mental wellness is very important. Mental health is very important. And awareness around this is very important. It needs to be destigmatized. It needs to be, there needs to be no taboo. And there needs to be no, um, you know, taboo around the fact that, yes, I am not fine in my head. I need help. And I would say that I have in my lifetime felt this way, and I have opened about it that I need help. And the day I was open to taking help, I felt the best, because there came out the best. So you have to mainstream this topic. You have to talk about the narratives. You have to speak about it in a manner that it's okay not to be okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's okay not to be okay. It's fine. There is more beyond it. It is manageable. It is repairable. Conflict or having an injury in your mind is fine, because it can be corrected. And if it can't be corrected, you can circumvent around it. There is always a way. If someone is born without an arm, that person never feels that I can't walk or I can't do things. They learn to do things. Similarly, if you've been born with a certain uniqueness of your mind, you can actually lend another perspective, another way, and your uniqueness is unique. So I say that, we have this unique barcode that we are born with. Why don't we encash that? Why do we want to be like everyone else? Why do we want to clone the whole society? Why do we want to have similar looking things in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why do we rubbish when we bring out the potatoes and the tomatoes and the brinjals? Anything that is a little different from the straight, the seller will put it in the back and say, that's kharab hai. But I think bring it in front, because that's unique. That's probably beautiful. Why do you want to look the same? So celebrate your uniqueness and celebrate everyone's uniqueness of the mind, body, calling, purpose. That makes the world a better place. That makes the world unique. That makes the world more beautiful. Imagine if you were having all yellow flowers in your garden every year, year after year after year. Because there are red, green, blue, yellow, purple, all kinds of flowers, and some of them are tall, and some of them are short, and some of them are wild, and some of them are deep. That's what makes your garden unique. That's what makes nature unique.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we are. That's how our body is. That's how our mind is. That is so important to shift the mindset. So as a mindset coach, as a life coach, as a mental wellness coach, I help people to find their magic, because the magic is within them and the magician is also sitting there. But sometimes the din and the judgment of how it should be, or this is not right and this is wrong, is taken a different way. And also, uh, life is not easy. So if someone is saying that I am falling down, I'm not okay, I can't deal with it, we as a society should rise and help them to deal with it, rather than leave them behind and say, you're no good, or correct yourself and get strong and move. I think human emotions, rationality, human, empathy kindness, compassion needs that. We should be compassionate and empathetic and
Excellent.
not judgmental.
Yeah, I love the metaphor that you shared as well. So wonderful. And you say like you use NLP techniques, right, to help someone overcome mental or emotional challenges. So can you talk a bit about that?
So
How NLP is going to help?
and neuro-linguistic programming is a simple idea that you can shift
Mm-hmm.
whatever programming has happened to you. You can shift your patterns, you can shift your behaviors. And for that, you need due diligence, you need discipline, and you need to focus. For example, if I behave a certain way and if I do things a certain way, I have to tell myself that yes, there is another way. And if I take, it's exactly like the gears of the car. If I keep driving in gear one and I'm very comfortable because I'm driving on the left, I'm in gear one, I'm not speeding, I'm just going on that speed because I feel safe. But that safe is also making me lag behind. It's not making me move fast. It's everybody's crossing. I am late for my work. It's giving me a lot of discomfort, is also giving me a lot of discomfort in life. So it's like shifting your gears and seeing that, oh, this is also possible. This is also possible. This is also possible. So when you change the programming of your neurocircuitry by bringing in change, you are giving yourself another chance. You're giving yourself another perspective. You're reprogramming your neurocircuitry, your neurons when they're firing and wiring with the change. Newness is being born. And that newness helps you to move forward and create possibilities for you. That there is more ways to do things. There's not just one way to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing is impossible. It's
All
not
right.
easy, but it's doable, requires practice, resilience, consistency, discipline, but it
Mhm.
is possible. As we say at the Rex Karmaveer, I change to change. If I determine and if I think I can change that little change, then I begin that ripple effect of changing. And exactly that's what is NLP about.
Yeah. Is there any simple technique that somebody can incorporate uh, on daily basis to improve their mental well-being? Something which they can start.
Simple techniques that I would say, and be with nature,
Mhm.
walk bare feet,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
like few minutes in a day.
Yeah.
When I say walk bare feet, your pores on your feet are the largest. When
Right.
they come in contact with Mother Earth, your electric magnetic field comes in contact with the electromagnetic field of the Earth, helps you to calm your mind, helps you to bring down your heart rate, calms you down. Also, there are free electrons present in the Earth. So when you're walking bare feet, you're doing gardening, you're going for a walk, you are absorbing those free electrons. So that helps. That is one. Two, if when you are not feeling too well, your subconscious takes over. Because your patterns, your habits, because you run to your comfort zone. So your subconscious takes over, snap it and bring it into your conscious. That's discomfort, but that helps. And three, do some kind of movement.
Mhm.
Move. Because the minute we are not feeling fine, we get stuck to a place.
Right.
We don't move, we don't sit, we don't want to do anything. We don't move, we stop blinking also. So move your eyes left, right, left, right. That really helps you to say that all is fine. Don't worry. These are some of the tools, but there are plenty of them.
Excellent. In fact, I started walking barefoot in the last 1 year. I think about a year ago. Every evening, whenever I get a chance, I'm walking in the park, and that has changed a lot. I could see positive difference, and thank you for sharing that with our audience. And Itu, this has been an incredible conversation, and it's time for us to add some more spice to the episode, which means it's time for us for the second rapid fire round. So, if
All
you're
right.
ready, let's do
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Looking forward.
Okay, my first bullet is if you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
You can do it.
Okay, all right. And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Curious, restless.
I can see that. And one word to describe the Karmaveer spirit.
Resilient.
A book that has deeply inspired you.
Man's search for meaning. Viktor Frankl.
Frankl. And the
And that
quality. Yeah,
is
yeah,
again
please go.
based on the tattooist of Auschwitz.
Hmm. I think I need to read that. And a
And
qual.
one more
Yeah, yeah, please.
which shifted me when I was 17.
Hmm.
Hermann Hesse. It is a book by Hermann Hesse. Goldmund. Narcissus and Goldmund.
Narcissist and Goldman.
Narcissus and Goldmund.
Narcissus and Goldman. Okay, I'll check.
Hermann Hesse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then a quality you admire most in others.
Feedback. Ability to take the feedback.
And your favorite way to practice self care.
Move. Exercise.
And
Yoga.
one. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And one small act of kindness that can make a big difference.
Empathy. Get into
Uh,
other people's shoes before you judge them.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. A challenge you have overcome that made you stronger.
The fact that I risked my 16 years of teaching experience to get into where I am, and I come from I'm the fifth generation teacher in my family. My great grandmother was a teacher in the 1920s in undivided India.
Mhm.
As a 16-year widow, she was a teacher then. So
Wow.
my father was a professor. My mom was a high school principal at 22 in the 60s. So taking that risk has helped me, and I think uh, if your heart is calling out for something, go ahead and do that, because that risk will take you into the direction and the path that you need to be.
Excellent. And a quote that resonates with you.
It's my own quote.
Mm-hmm.
Think a world about yourself for the world to think a world about you.
Wow. So profound. And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire round. What is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you'd like to see or invent by yourself?
No, I am not. In fact, I wish there were not so many electronic gadgets. I wish we went back to the boring world where people read books and people connected. People went for sitting in the park. People went for meeting. People went for little sauntering. People went to people's home. People met people. I wish there were not so many electronics. Sorry, I'm a little old world that way.
No, no, I love it. I think that is the need of the hour because the moment you step into any public transport place, everybody's glued to their screens. Earlier, it was at least they made an attempt to talk to others and all. I think, yeah, I'm
I,
with you.
I still make an attempt to talk. And yesterday only my observation in my own gym, I
Mhm.
saw people on the treadmill, somebody doing this, but they were on the phone.
On the phone, yeah.
And I was like, really? Are you doing that? You've come to exercise and you're on the phone. Even this time you don't have. So how poor are you?
Yeah, and you'll not believe in Germany. The other day, I saw a lady who was carrying her baby in the push cart, and she was watching something while she's taking her baby to a walk.
Scary.
Oh my God. I was literally surprised.
If I was in your place, I would have said, excuse me, lady, what's your priority?
I didn't dare.
You should get, because maybe somebody's never told her that what she's doing is not right. She might
Right,
say, just shut up and get away.
get
But
it.
that's
I
okay.
get it.
You've at least put a seed in her head.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right. So after that amazing second rapid fire, let's flip back to the mainstream. And here comes my last question to you. So a message that you would like to share with someone who is afraid to pursue their dreams.
As I said earlier, that, dar ke aage jeet. And risk, because you have only one life.
Mm-hmm.
You have, and you don't know how long is that life. Live it because your purpose only you know. Don't let anybody guide you in your purpose. Yes, learn from other people, learn from their experiences, but your guide is sitting within you, and your guide is always talking to you. I tell this about mental health also, I tell about physical health also. Your body's and mind's intelligence is greater than any other intelligence. Listen to that intelligence that you have been given and let it be your guide. And never shy away from learning from others' experiences, because that's wisdom. But listen to the intelligence of your heart, soul, your body, your mind, and your purpose, because only you know it. And let no one guide you. And I used to say this to my students, I say these to my clients, I say this to everyone, that you know best. Don't let anyone tell you what is best for you.
Superb. And I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, and it is inspirational. It gave me goosebumps and it has inspired me to do more. And really, it's such a pleasure having you on the show. And how is your experience being hosted on The Guiding Voice?
It's great experience. One, I'm feeling very proud also, because you are a Rex Karmaveer fellow. Very happy that you are doing this, and you're making a shift and a change, bringing in people from different areas of life and bringing in their own stories, and learning with them. This idea of learning with people. You are creating a learning forum, so that's a wonderful thing. All the very best, and keep doing what you're doing. And let's let's do something for the youth, as I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
Let's think, shift and change there as well, because
Absolutely.
you've been doing a lot of work for the young people. So yeah.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. All right. So I'm looking forward to having many more conversations in future, Itu. And thank you once again for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much.
All right. So,
Pleasure was mine. Thank
yeah.
you.
All right. So, friends, that was our episode with Eitu Vij Chopra. And before we get into the trivia section, here's a small request in case if you haven't already subscribed to the Guiding Voice platform, please subscribe and also share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like the show and get benefit out of all the wonderful conversations that we have been having. And now it's time for us to jump into the trivia section. And having had amazing conversation with Itu on Rex Karmaveer and also about all the unsung heroes, I thought of presenting you stories about 3 unsung heroes of the world. First is Henrietta Lacks. She was an African American woman who died of cervical cancer in 1951, and without her knowledge or consent, doctors took a sample of her cancer 1 cells, which became known as HeLa cells. And these cells were the first human cells to be successfully cloned and have been used in countless medical breakthroughs, including the development of the polio vaccine, cancer treatments, and in vitro fertilization, which is called as IVF. So, Henrietta Lacks' story is a powerful reminder of the importance of informed consent and the ethical implications of scientific research. And next is Stanislav Petrov. He was a Soviet Air Force officer who, in 1983, prevented a potential nuclear war when the Soviet Union's early warning system mistakenly reported that the United States had launched a nuclear attack. Petrov correctly identified it as a false alarm and chose not to retaliate. And his quick thinking and calm decision making likely saved millions of lives. And third person is Abdul Sattar Idi. Abdul Sattar Idi was a Pakistani philanthropist and a humanitarian who dedicated his life to serving the poor and marginalized. And he founded the Idi Foundation, which provided a wide range of services, including emergency medical care, food and shelter for the homeless, and adoption services. And Idi was known for his humanity and compassion, and he often said that his religion was humanity. All right, so these are a few examples of the many unsung heroes who have worked tirelessly to make the world a better place. And their stories remind us that even ordinary people can make a difference through their actions and dedication. So, folks, now if you have come across any unsung hero, do let me know. If you're watching this episode, you can share about them in the form of comment there, or if you found this episode on some social media platform, you can comment there as well. And if you have any recommendations to host any unsung heroes, we would be happy to do that in all the 5 languages so far: Telugu, Hindi, English, Kannada, and Marathi. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So, folks, until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember the best is yet to come. So, goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all. Keep supporting us. We have many more miles to go. We are just at the 600th episode. Bye bye.